Horizon Zero Dawn first reviews are already out and are very positive, but I also have some interesting information regarding PlayStation 4 Pro support and their Day 1 patch. Stay tuned for more. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Mads and you're watching the Mads Gaming News channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook, so check the links in the description of this video below. And also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell button to stay up to date with the latest news. So Horizon Zero Dawn first review are already out, even though the game is releasing on 28th of February in States and 1st of March in Europe, I believe. But their reviews are very positive and there's actually quite a lot of them already. I mean, I'm looking at the Metacritic website right now and the game sits at 89 right now with 66 reviews. So there's actually 63 positive reviews and only 3 mixed reviews, not a single negative one. So from what I can see, there's the reviewers are actually very happy about the game. They're actually pretty impressive with their world. That's immersive. There's plenty of things to do. Obviously there are some hiccups apparently. The side quests are not really that interesting and stuff. They're very repetitive, but you know what, at the end of the day, this is what you get with a open world game. Many times the side quests are repetitive because it's always sort of go and pick up something and go back, right? Kind of thing. But no, generally speaking, the game is very interesting. The storytelling is pretty okay as well, even though some actually do complain a little bit about it, but I guess it depends on the on the taste and stuff. But the game is actually very good, and it looks like to be a system seller for Sony and one of the biggest franchises that may actually be on Sony's console. So you've got Uncharted, you've got Bloodborne, and Sony may have another one on their hands right now, which is good because we need new IPs, and that actually maybe will show other developers that it's actually worth investing in new IPs and and a big budget new IPs, not like a small indie titles that we usually get, right? Because most of the developers do not really want to risk a lot of money and stuff, and this is obviously not the case with the Guerrilla Games, because they actually spend a lot of time developing this game, and this is very good and very long game, 30 hours at least. That's quite a piece of code, really, right? The game is good, open world game. If you like it, you should definitely try it. I'll be picking this one up day one probably as well. So we'll see how that works on my PlayStation 4 Pro. And while we're on the Pro subject, I just wanted to talk about the differences between PlayStation 4 Pro and PlayStation 4 in this game. Now, there is an interesting video on YouTube done by Arek Gaming, and he actually is showing some footage that has been taken a couple of weeks ago at least, and he's comparing PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 4 Pro version of the game. Now, the most changes are obviously 4K related, resolution related, but there are some changes to the color scheme. You can see it straight away, especially when you are in an open world, some fields and that kind of stuff. And also the draw distance seems to be better on PlayStation 4 Pro, but that's just my opinion watching the actual comparison video. But apart from that, I don't really see much of a difference. The resolution, the draw distance, the textures seems to be very same. Obviously they may be a little bit sharper because of the 4K, but it's not really a day and night difference. But there is going to be a day one patch, which isn't really a big one. It's like 250 megabytes a patch, which is very small if you compare it to other games day one patch. And the actual patch is going to focus on PlayStation 4 Pro support. So apparently somebody got their hands on the release notes of this patch. This is what this guy had to say. Since embargo is up, guys, can I say something? From the review materials, and I quote, Horizon Zero Dawn will receive a small day zero patch that will build up upon PlayStation 4 Pro support, adding a performance mode which will favor smoother frame rates while delivering a higher visual fidelity in 1080p mode. This mode is available for both 4K and 1080p displays. Now, this is a great news, because what they're actually saying is that with this Pro patch, or patch overall, you will have a choice between smoother frame rate and higher fidelity visuals in 1080p mode, and this will be available for both 4K and 1080p displays, because in some games you had no choice but to go 4K on a 4K display, alright? And this is not going to be the case with this game, apparently. So, and I'm really looking forward for the what they say higher visual fidelity in 1080p mode. So maybe as the resolution drops down and the frame rate is going to be a little bit higher, but they will be able to provide a better maybe textures, maybe more objects on the screen. I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but it's good to hear that there will be some proper changes to PlayStation 4 Pro version of the game, and we're not going to be offered only with a 4K mode and that's it. And I really do hope that that's going to become a standard on a PlayStation 4 Pro console. We like that kind of stuff, right? So, just to sum this up, apparently the game is great. I haven't played it, so that's why I'm saying apparently. People, the reviewers loved it. The story is good, the gameplay is great, the game is pretty long, 30 hours at least. People do recommend this game. Now, as for the PlayStation 4 Pro support, the game already supports 4K resolution. I mean, that's checkerboard rendering, obviously, and obviously super sampling on 1080p displays. So even if you have a 1080p TV, you will have a better graphics, more crisp visuals, basically, right? Another thing is, it looks like the color scheme looks better on PlayStation 4 Pro, even though it's not in HDR, on a YouTube and stuff. Even if you don't have a HDR TV, you're probably going to get a better colors out of the PlayStation 4 Pro version anyway. And the last thing is that we already see is the better draw distance. There's less fog, there seems to be more objects on the screen, and obviously there is going to be a day one patch at the day of the release, which is 28th of February probably, where we will get some additional pro features. So you will be able to choose between the smoother frame rate, 4K, or better graphical fidelity. Now, we don't really know yet what this graphical fidelity is, what sort of graphical changes that's going to apply to, but hopefully, from what I've heard before, there's going to be some changes to the textures, apparently texture filtering as well, better texture filtering, so changes to the lighting apparently as well, and some more objects on the screen. So hopefully that's going to be the case, and hopefully that game will really show what PlayStation 4 Pro is all about and what it's capable of, because that's a PlayStation 4 and Sony's flagship title right now, and if they really want to support and PlayStation 4 Pro properly, they need to have those games supporting and using most of the PlayStation 4 Pro extra processing power, right? Otherwise, many will just go and say that what's the reason to own a PlayStation 4 Pro if even first-party games do not support it properly, right? Because some may actually be disappointed with only 4K support. Remember that there's actually still more 1080p users than 4K TV users, right? What, 10% of PlayStation user base owns a 4K TV? That's not really a lot, right? But anyway, I think that wraps up this video, really. So thank you very much for tuning in and obviously sharing all my videos with others. I really do appreciate that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know the drill. Let me know what you think about it, comment in the comment section below, hit the like button, subscribe, and you take care. Bye.